through that whole 2 week period, if you're not in there, then I'm out because you're wasting my time. Like, peace out. You know. And so it is fascinating on the development because even all of that created the foundation of our relationship and the method of communication that we established through, right? Because the way that we communicated when we were getting to know each other is still the method that we utilize to communicate to address our issues and to address any problems that we come up with. I was like, hey man, you're not folding the clothes this way. Okay, now I gotta approach it in this manner because the conversation is right. For us, at least for me, when you're in a relationship, what are you? Right? You're my partner. We should have the same one. The same objective. Right? If we're dating, we should have the same objective. If we have two different objectives, that relationship is doomed is doomed to fail.
Yeah, can I go into that a little
Sure,
bit?
yeah.
So it's so important when you're dating. I don't think society does it, maybe unintentionally, but it also even if you don't do something intentionally, you're doing unintentionally. There's still intentionality regardless of what you think, right? There's either practice to create something you don't want or practice to create something you do want, right?
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, okay, so if someone's like, oh, I want someone who's good looking, I want someone who acts this way, that way, and you're looking at all the external factors, that's what you're going to get, right? And you're like, okay, but I really want this love. I really want this concept bigger than me, this concept that's not just about the external. But what did you do? What were you seeking, right? So it's important to know what you want so that who you find matches, right?
Who you seek,
right? Because and who comes into your life, right? Because whoever's brought into your life doesn't mean they're always your person, right? But it could be that when your person does come, you know what you want, so you can identify, hey, this is what I want, right? This is so much more than I even asked for. That's a whole different concept in itself. But if I think about the fact of, okay, well, I wanted a man that was this, that, and the third, right? And then find so much more than I could have asked for and what I needed, not just what I wanted. Those are different concepts too, right? So going back to society and how the external things look, that's a huge factor. And hey, I want all these glamorous things, but the other person's like, I want love, and they think because you look good, that means love. There's so much more than the external that creates love, and that is love. Love is a choice. Love is a choice, and I go back even people are like, oh, love's a feeling. Love is not a feeling, it's a choice, and it's a daily choice, right? So I have to say hey, babe, today, there's a thing that I always say, I choose you, that's the thing I always say, and it's from the time that we were at a vineyard, and we went on a date to a vineyard for his birthday, and I was like, this woman asked us, right, and she says, so, you're gonna choose her, and you're gonna want her, right? And I said, I choose him, and she was like, it has to be the other way around. I said, he chooses me too, but why can't the woman say she chooses him as well, right? I should still treat him as a king as much as he treats me as a queen.
Well, exactly.
I think I got off on a tangent, but it's I'm talking about the internal factors or the external, right?
Right. Because you're looking at it in a method you're looking at it in a long term way, right? Long term. So, because life and practicality is not constructed on a good piece of advice, right? It's really not constructed in that, because you can look good all you want, right? You can twerk that all you want, you feel me? But at the end of the day, it doesn't develop or construct that twerking that's not gonna clean the kitchen, right? And not saying that women clean kitchens, but women do clean kitchens, so do men, okay?
Right.
So,
and men do cook too. Shout out for the men who cook. Woo woo.
Yes. Thank you. But it's a woman, like, you know how there have been questions posed, right, that say, where are the good men at, right? That's a whole new thing that women are like, it's like videos on TikTok or Instagram or even on YouTube. They'll be, where are all the good men at, right? But meanwhile, where you looking for these good men, right? I'm not, I'm going to the club to go look for a good man. Yeah, there's good men at the club, but he ain't a good man tonight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I was single and I was going to the club, I'm a decent guy, but I wasn't being a good guy when I was at the club. I was trying to get some ass, and like, it's just the social construct doesn't allow me to be a good guy and still get ass, right? It does not allow you to be good looking, nice, and still get some ass. It just doesn't. Okay, you must set a specific standard. You must create this new character in order to attract the female, because right, and that's in turns, I'm creating a facade for you. How am I a good guy? And that I'm being dishonest, dude. And yeah, you still fall for that, because deep down you see that I am a good guy. You can see the character, you can see the perception of it, like, you can see that. But tonight, I'm not a good guy. And not only going off into that, right? It's like, from women, from the guy's perspective also, it's like, but if I tell you the truth, you either choose not to, which is cool, but you also get upset. Because I am what you want. But what you offering tonight, you don't want to give to me. Because you know that if you offer it to me, that's exactly how I'm going to treat you. Because I can also see that you're a good girl. I can see that you're a good woman. But you're not tonight either. Tonight, you're putting out for somebody. So we're both in the same boat, because we're not being true to ourselves. But instead creating a facade of this new character that we deem that will give us access to which we seek. That's booty or diggling. You know what I'm saying?
And also, I heard a sermon, like, when I was single, I really focused on what love meant to me, who I was, my identity, right, and how I was dating, right. And I say that to say, because there's an aspect of he was like, you want someone who is on fire, right? You want someone who works out. You want someone who is nice. You want someone who's active. You want someone who's adventurous. But you're a bah humbug. You don't work out. You don't have any fire or any soul in you. You're not a kind and gentle spirit. So why would someone who's like that want to be with you, right? And like that was so huge to me, because it's right. Like, that's right. You can still attract something that you want, but are you who you want, right? That's a thing that I started thinking about a few months ago. Am I being the person that I would want to date, right? And that's the thing that I need to reflect on a constant basis. Am I being the person that I want to date? Because I'm not. I need to check myself, right? And we're constantly checking ourselves. That's the point about like dating and becoming. You're always becoming. You're always blooming. You're always transforming. And so the biggest thing with that, I said, man, that's good. Like, she's right. Or he's right. You need to think about the fact of, you want this thing, but you're not becoming that thing either. So I think as women, we have to humble ourselves and say, what am I offering to the table? If I'm just beautiful, right? Just beautiful on the outside, what am I offering? Oh gosh, I really wish this man would talk to me. But you are so nasty to everyone you meet. You do not know how to hold a conversation, and you think that the world's against you, and you're complaining all the time. Like, that's not a beautiful heart, a beautiful spirit. Now, I'm not saying that life doesn't happen and that you don't have times when you're gonna complain and you might be a little sassy, right? Or you're still learning how to hold conversation, but you have to be truthful with yourself, who you are and who you are in that space and who you want to be too, right? And then on the other side, what do you want? What do you want? Like, you're just like, okay, I think I want a guy who looks like this. I think I want a guy who does this. But when you meet him, though, also can you receive it? And then we can talk about self-sabotage, because that's a different thing too. Once you get into a place, I used to sabotage. Okay, I used to sabotage, or it helped me a lot though. I would say that it saved me from a lot, because even though I sabotaged the things that weren't going to be good for me. Right? If you look at it from two different perspectives.
Well, is that really sabotage then?
Right. Why it is because sometimes we don't know how to put the boundary of sabotage. That's when it becomes a problem.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, for him though, I wasn't scared. I wasn't nervous. That's how I knew he was my person. Because I wasn't nervous to enter into the realms of who we were gonna be, right? It was simple. It was easy. With other people, I was like, oh, red flag. And we both talk about that. We're like, oh, red flag. And we both talk about that when we were single. And then it was like, oh,
bro,
we found one thing.
I'm out, bro. I am not wasting my time with you. Go away.
And so my friends would always tell me, Angela, what happened to this one? And I didn't even talk to guys I didn't talk to guys like that, okay? And so they were like, Angela, what happened to this one? Oh, there she goes again, putting herself sabotage, not trying to see what happened. But I'm so thankful that there was still a part of me that listened to my intuition that was like, I knew, okay, in the season of when I was single, if I didn't see something, or I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, why am I wasting my time? I was all about the time, because I knew what happens with relationships. Like, relationships are so vital in our life, and that's not just friendship, but that's intimate ones too. So why would I want someone that close to me in that space when I knew they weren't the one, or they weren't good for me? So I didn't have to play the trial and error, test my car, let me see what's up, right? Because I already knew the car that was there for me was going to have everything I needed if I was patient and I was working. Did I not have feelings of like, oh, when's it going to happen? Sometimes, yeah, because we're human. But I would rather have been in a lot more waiting seasons than wallowing seasons, and seasons where I was like, oh gosh, I can't wait, so I'm just going to push. I'm just going to push. I'm just going to see. I'm just going to settle. I wasn't going to settle. I wasn't going to settle for a partner. So.
And that has created it's really been the foundation for our relationship, right? Like the conversations, even from the get-go, that we weren't willing to not challenge, that's the wrong word. It more like sacrifice who we were to provide an opportunity to somebody after we'd already seen something that was not going to be valuable for us long-term, right? Because at this point, I think she's always been intentional about the way that she goes about relationships. By this point, I've begun to become more I was definitely gonna be like, the next one's gotta be it. This one, I'm tired of this. Women are exhausting. They don't make any sense. Right? How you gonna get upset with me? Because I'm telling you I don't want to be with you, and that I don't want to hurt you. But you're saying that I have a choice and I'm making the choice, but it's not the choice that you want. So you're upset with me about that. Right? That's idiotic. You're welcome. I'm saving you from a hell of a lot of pain.
When we say yes to something and someone's showing them, if someone's showing us our character and we say yes to that, then we have to take responsibility for that.
Right? And I don't, that was baffling to me. So I'm like, man, I'm done. I can't do it no more, right? So then I was very intentional about what I was doing. Women were not even, they weren't even on my list no more, bro. It was literally work, gym, my dog, my friend, sleep. So my friends were gaming, so we gaming together or I'm gaming by myself. Boom, sleep, repeat. It was I was in this very organized, constructive routine that allow like, and on the weekends, soccer, right? To this day. So having had those experiences and coming in and talking to, right, and I'm able to have a conversation with you about setting a specific standard to whatever a scenario has happened in our relationship, and we're able to come up with a consensus and solution to establish and continue to establish now, right? We've known each other for what? Then 2020, right?
Yeah, so 3 years.
Man, I feel like a longer than
It
that.
feels, we always say that it feels so much longer. It feels
3
so
years?
much longer, yeah.
No, because I went to New Orleans in 20. No, hold up. Yeah, I left. I left.
In 2019.
We met in
We
2019.
met in October of 2019.
Yeah, we met in 2019 because I left South Carolina
Right.
on 2020 at the end of 2020.
2020 was when we had the New Year's.
Yeah, the beginning of 2021
Right.
is when I left, because that's why ended up going to the parties, because I was moving out.
Yeah.
Like and I left, and then I came back at the end of 2021.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah,
and that's when we
so
met.
that's just 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. But 2 of those years were us going on and off, and 2 of those years were us dating.
Yeah.
Right. So, but we're still building the foundation.
Right.
I was actually mentioning this, and we talk about the structure of the relationship. It's like we, in a sense, we are not married, okay, by name and legally. Now, I always tell her this, okay, she will be my wife, and she is my wife, and we just, whenever it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why? If she's your wife, why are you not married to her? Shut up. No, nobody talking to you. Okay, shut up. Anyways, so
Can I say one thing? He always says it's not a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, but when.
right.
And I like that. Like, it's not a matter of if, but when. So.
It's not as if I'm gonna marry her or I'm not gonna. It's when. It's whenever I want to propose. Whenever I choose to propose. And that may be it may be 10 years. It may be 2 years. It might be 6 months. It might be a month. It might be a week. It might be 6 years. Not nobody got them knows but me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
The Lord.
like we in that, and like we be talking through. And so, where was I going? Oh, but we cohabitate.
Yeah.
Right? Part of cohabitation in marriage, or outside of the other legalities, but in the social construct of life, right? In the social construct, we are married. Not legally or not by papers, but in the social construct, we are married. That's why I said she is my wife, because we are cohabitating. We are coexisting in the same space. And that's what marriage truly is. It's not about a damn piece of paper or the legalities that come with it. Because at the end of the day, if marriage should have no legal structure, I think both individuals should have, like, the full consent to actually address its pros and cons,
Right.
not the legal system. But that's a whole nother story, right? But in the social construct, we are.
Yeah.
And we are cohabitating, so we're still building the foundation on that. We still go on dates, so we're still dating,
Yeah.
right? Because dating is simply you going out and you're meeting a person outside of the house.
You're being intentional, like dating, like having an actual date is intentional. Okay,
Oh my God, yes.
like it doesn't matter if you're going to the movies. We even had one time, like we're sisters, so we even had like a date right here watching Jordan Peterson, right? Like we had a watch party date and just had our food out there. Like
Yeah.
it can be that simple, but it's the intentionality behind the date. It's not about spending all this money and
No.
even getting dressed up. Like we don't always get dressed up. Once we went to Frankie's and we had a great time after the gym. Like we had a gym day and then we went to Frankie's,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so you still have to be dating, and like I said, if I'm doing the aspects, right, and the intentionality of I choose you today, I choose you, right? It's be a constant. I choose you, and you're not just choosing them when they make you happy, or choose them when they make you comfortable, or choose them in the right? You know, he said like in the beginning, I didn't have a job, I didn't do this, all these
Right.
things that men, and you can, interpret me if I'm wrong, but men, as providers, they would be like, okay, I want you to see that I'm like stable in this aspect, right? But I don't choose you just for that, because as we're going through this whole like season and stage and different things together, because we're experiencing so many different parts of life together, right, as partners. And if that's the concept, there's going to be times where this person doesn't have this, this person doesn't have this. I don't have the energy. If I'm an encourager, but mentally I'm not doing the best in the season, I'm not always going to be that joy. No, joy is forever. I'm not going to always have that hypeness, right? Doesn't mean that my joy is gone, because joy is something that's everlasting. But my hypeness might not be at the stage where like he's used to, come on, bump it up, baby. Right? And so you have to be okay and understanding of the fact that there's so many facets of that person, and that one, they're human, right? So they feel different emotions. Two, we're imperfect, right? So I don't stop loving him because we get in an argument, because we have a conversation that's not comfortable, or because we don't see eye to eye with things, because that means it's conditional.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you.
Love you guys so much.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and catch you guys on the other side.
Hope is knowing that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. There always will be. And also, don't expect your package to be a certain way. For my women who have a list of, I want my man to be 6 foot, and I want him to look like this and have a swag like this, and yada yada yada, whatever that may be.
Have a swag like this, and ride like that, and read like this, and work like that.
Right, exactly. Like, you have to remember